Hi everyone, Becca Pearson here, speech language pathologist. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about working with your child or with your student on making their ending sounds. So, with their ending sounds, we are going to start from the beginning because this is all new and we really want to make sure that they have a strong foundation while they're working on them at home. So, what we're going to start with, we are going to start with VC words, which are vowel consonant words. This doesn't necessarily refer to the spelling, but it more refers to the sounds. So, for example, up, ice, egg, ape, the word at, out. So, those are all two sounds. Some of them have more letters for spelling, but like I said, we're just concentrating on those two sounds. So, what we are going to want to do is we'll have a list of those words, and I want you to practice with your child saying those two sounds. A really great way to do this is to incorporate both the visual aspect of it, the motor aspect of it, and the hearing aspect of it. So, a good way to do that can be using something like this written out at home. So I made a couple of different ways that you can do it, okay? And we did a couple because something might work for your child one day, it might work better, something else might work better the next day, or something might work for one child and it might not work for a different child. So let's go ahead and start with the word up. What we're going to start with here, we're always going to start with the vowel, the beginning. And we really want to concentrate on making sure your child is saying that ending sound. So what they're going to do is they go ahead and have them put their finger here and say the word up, up. So same idea with all of these. Now we just are incorporating the letters instead of shapes for this one. Up, up. This one is just a picture of a slide. You can go ahead and draw it. You can look at an actual picture of a slide. You can even, if you have a slide in your backyard or something, you can incorporate this while you're playing as they go up. All right. So, all right, go ahead and go up the slide. Here's our letter. Let's go down. Up. Okay. If your child is missing that ending sound, that's why I like to have this visual, because we can say, oh, hold on a second, I didn't hear that ending sound. Let's try that again. Go ahead and show them first. You show them first, and then do it with them. All right, let's try again. Let's go up the ladder. Up. Oh, did you hear that? My lips made the ending sound. Our ending sound is p, p. Let's try again. Up. Okay, so really emphasizing that ending sound. Here is another example. This would just be a train. So sometimes I refer to this sound as the caboose sound because it's at the very end. So if your child is very interested in trains or something. All right, here's the beginning of our train. And for each letter sound that we have, right now we're just doing CV, but as you progress, you can add different parts of the train. So since we only have two sounds, we only have two trains. The lead car and then the caboose. All right, so here we go. Up. Oh, did you hear that caboose sound? Up. The caboose is at the end. Our caboose sound is at the end too. Up. So really concentrating on whatever that ending sound is. Same thing for every word that you're going to be working on. So if your word is ice, for example, that's why sometimes these shapes are nice, because you don't have to write it out every time, but you can do whatever works for you, whatever is easiest. All right, so let's say our new word. Ice, ice. So sometimes taking your finger off to really just pronounce that ending sound. Ice. So my finger kind of hopped. I'll show it sideways if I can. Ice, ice. Okay, same idea with all of these as far as saying your ending sound. With some sounds, like with that S, we can really bring it out. That sound is one sound that keeps going. S. With a P, for example, we can't do that. So if it's a sound that keeps going, I will prolong it a little bit. You can also point to your mouth when you're making these just to bring more awareness to how you're making that sound and what's going on. So practicing this over and over can kind of get boring. So incorporate this into a game. I love to play, it can be any board game that you have at your house. You can do it with tic-tac-toe. You can do it with really just about anything. You can do it with bowling. If you're playing a throwing game with the ball. So just take turns and make sure that you're taking a turn with your child, because this is showing them a good example of what that sound is looking like. And it's also showing like, yeah, this is fun. It's something that I want to do. So if you're playing a board game, it will look, I don't have one with me right now. So it'll be your turn. You say, okay, let's say our word. Ice, ice, ice. You can either say the same word, try to do at least 3 to 5 times, or you can say 5 different words. If you ask your child that's a great idea, because then they feel like they're in control. They get that option. So for example, okay, let's go ahead and say your words. Ice. Good. 1. Ape. Ape. Good. Oh, that was 2. Here we go. 8. 8. All right, and then after 5 turns, they get a turn. Really try to make sure that your child is saying it correctly. What this is it's motor patterns. So we're trying to teach your tongue and your lips and your jaw the correct way to do it. It's motor memory, essentially, just like when we play sports. The more we practice basketball, the easier it gets. So we really, really want to make sure that we're getting correct productions. If your child is saying it incorrectly, you have to go back and you have to really work on that. Get that visual out. Oh, remember, okay, and say it together with them. So saying it with them is going to be a little bit easier, because we do not want incorrect productions. We want them practicing the correct productions. So go ahead and give that a try. And as always, please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.